What's going on, everybody? So, before we get started, I just want to say that I will be uploading every Monday for the foreseeable future. That is my guaranteed day I will be uploading. And throughout the week, I might upload multiple videos depending on how much time I got. But 100% guaranteed is Mondays. I have a few topics I want to talk about with you today. I want to talk about the resurgence of Russell Westbrook, the injuries the Clippers have suffered, and I also, real quickly, want to discuss the main topic for today, and that's Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy. Before we get into that, though, I just want to really quickly say that I'm sorry if you hear a lawnmower or anything like that. It's getting warm outside. People are cutting grass. So I'm going to try my best to overpower the lawnmower with my voice. But if you do hear that in here, I am sorry. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that post notification bell if you love sports content like I do. Crazy sports fan. I love sports. Sports is life. And I decided I wanted to talk about it. We're going to have a good time here. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Real quickly, I'm a Boston Celtics fan. And that collapse we had last night was horrible. The defense we played, Marcus Smart did an unnecessary foul, first of all. And Jaylen Brown, what type of defense were you playing on Trae Young? I swear, it is so frustrating, and I am nervous about the 76ers, even though I'm not nervous, really concerned or worried about James Harden and Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid due to their track record, especially Doc Rivers and James Harden. I shouldn't be worried, but I am worried. But that's another story. That's another video. Let's get into the first topic of today, the resurgence of Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has been struggling for the last few years. On the Lakers, he was a cancer. He was a nuisance. Everybody blamed him for the Lakers' failures. And the Lakers have improved since they got rid of Westbrook. They have been the best team or either the second best team. It's them in Memphis. Either way, they've been one of the top two teams in the NBA since the All-Star break. And most of that is due to the simple fact that they got rid of Russell Westbrook. I was one of those people who thought Russell Westbrook was washed up, thought he was trash now. And Westbrook is not, and he proved it that in this series. He proved that he's still capable of being the man. I just think that in the right situation, Westbrook is capable of doing Westbrook type things. And even if he didn't play the best offensive game, he still came up big on the defensive side of the ball. He stepped up. He contributed to the team's success and was a big part of it. And I apologize for all the statements I've ever made on Instagram and stuff like that, disrespecting Westbrook, because clearly the Clippers is the right place for him. Now, I don't know if he's going to resign. I've heard people say that he could resign for $6 million. That's the most they could give him on the mid-level exception. With the way he played in the playoffs, he's shown he's worth more than that and that he can still go. And I expect some teams maybe to offer him more money. However, if I'm Westbrook, I have enough money. I want to try to win a ring, and I think his best fit right now is the Clippers. He's proved that this series, and unfortunately, injuries is what held the Clippers back. And I just want to note that without Paul George and Kawhi, the Clippers still gave the Suns one hell of a fight. They really did. And no doubt in my mind, if Paul George and Kawhi were both healthy, they would have probably ended up winning that series, or the series at least would have went to 7 games. However, Kawhi and Paul George, they haven't had the success we thought they would in LA. We remember the night it all happened. Kawhi signed with them. They traded away hella picks for Paul George and players to get Paul George and Kawhi. We thought they would win the title in 2020. They collapsed in the bubble, fired Doc Rivers. Then the year after that, I believe that's the year they went to the Western Conference Finals, but Kawhi tore his ACL. Then the next year, which was last year, they went to the play-in tournament, but they didn't make the playoffs because Paul George caught the cough virus. And then this year, once again, Kawhi Leonard got hurt in the playoffs. Paul George got hurt for the playoffs. And it sucks that injuries is holding this team back. Like, once they made it and they just self-destructed, they arguably, they self-destructed in the bubble. I still don't know what happened. But still, after that, they have dealt with injuries. Injuries to Kawhi, injuries to Paul George, illnesses that are out of the control of them. And it is just bizarre to me And I'm not going to say that this whole time with the Clippers has been a failed experiment yet. They have at least 2 years left to right their wrongs. However, they're running out of time, y'all. And I see all this backlash for Kawhi, and I get it. Kawhi doesn't play. I'm one of those people. Low management is so annoying and it gets on my nerves. And Fred VanVleet has talked about this. Other people have talked about this. His communication with his team. Sometimes they wouldn't know he wasn't playing until the day of or 5 minutes before the game. And as a head coach, as his player, as a GM, it just has to be frustrating that your star player cannot play. And Paul George kept it a buck. He said, I can't lead the team. That's Kawhi's job. And he's right. Kawhi is supposed to lead the team. But we also got to talk about Kawhi's trauma real quick. Kawhi Leonard has dealt with a lot of trauma in his life. He watched his dad get murdered, and his sister just got sent to jail for life for murdering an old woman at a casino in 2019. So it's a lot of trauma, a lot of stuff is going on. But the one thing Kawhi needs to improve is his communication with his team. He needs to improve his communication. And Kawhi has always not played. Like, he has always not played. And it was always a problem with that. Everyone has always had a problem without him playing. But now, in the last few years, it has literally held the Clippers back from reaching their peak success levels. And I just feel bad for Westbrook. But the two things I took away from this series, if Kawhi, Paul George, and Westbrook play together, they could be a serious threat in the Western Conference, and Westbrook is back. You let me know how you feel about the whole Kawhi situation. Like, I feel bad for him because of all the trauma he's been through and stuff, but man, you got to play basketball. You got to communicate with your team. I see both sides of the equation, and let me know whether or not you think Westbrook is back or not. Let me know if you think he should sign with the Clippers for the mid-level exception, or if you think he should get a pay grade. I think he should stay with the Clippers. He made enough money over his career. This man needs to stay with the Clippers and try to win a ring. Moving on to our next topic, y'all. Our next topic, the big topic, the one, the only, playoff. Jimmy Buckets, y'all, dropped 56 points en route to lead the Heat to take a 3-1 commanding series lead over the 1-seed Milwaukee Bucks. Now, I want to say that Giannis missed games. Giannis has missed some games because he was dealing with back injuries. And Giannis played good, honestly. Giannis played good. But what ended up happening is Jimmy Butler just played better. And the Heat are doing all this without Victor Oladipo. And more importantly, without Tyler Hero. And I just want to say, I feel bad for Victor Oladipo. His injury sucks. This man keeps getting injured. And I hope he has a speedy recovery. And hopefully he can return to the basketball court. Same thing with Tyler Hero. But no one in their right mind, especially after they lost to the Atlanta Hawks in the play-in tournament, no one expected this from him. No one expected this from the Heat. I thought the Heat would get swept in 4 games, or heck, even win at least one game, still a game. But they have a 3-1 advantage right now over the Bucks. And the Bucks outside of Giannis is nothing to sleep on. Remember, they whooped the Heat's butt in Game 2, I believe it was, without Giannis. Brook Lopez has had a resurgence this year. Chris Middleton has taken a step back because of injuries and stuff. But Brook Lopez has stepped up this year. Brook Lopez has had a resurgence this year. And Brook Lopez is going to be on All-NBA first team. And Drew Holiday is going to be on All-NBA defensive second team or first team, one of the two. And then you have Giannis, who's a former defensive player of the year and a top 3 MVP candidate. This team, and they have a good supporting cast. This team is not terrible. This team is not bad. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I just think that their head coach should have made some adjustments during the game. He should have called some timeouts when needed. Should have double teamed Jimmy Butler. Should have had anyone but Jimmy Butler shoot the ball. But no, he has not made adjustments. And that's the whole problem people have with him. He's terrible at making adjustments and calling timeouts and doing what's necessary to halt the momentum for the other team or do what's necessary for his team to win. And if they didn't win the title in 2021, he probably would have been fired. And that might be in the conversation again if they ultimately end up losing to the Heat. I think they're going to win today. I don't know who's going to win this series. I'm not going to count out Jimmy Butler. I'm also not going to count out Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. This is just a series that whoever wins, they deserve to win. And yes, Giannis' injury has helped the Heat, but still, y'all, Giannis played at an elite level And Jimmy Butler just outplayed him. And playoff Jimmy is nothing to sleep on. This year he's proven it. Last year he was one shot away from dragging the Heat once again to the NBA Finals. In 2020, now let's not forget what he did. This man went blow for blow, toe for toe. And I'm going to say it. I don't care if I get backlash for this. He might have outplayed LeBron in the Finals in 2020. Jimmy Butler's in the playoffs is nothing to sleep on. He is a playoff guy. You have people who are regular season guys and you have people who are playoff guys. Jimmy Butler falls in the bracket of a playoff guy. You got people like James Harden who are just regular season guys. This man is built for the tough times. He is built for 16 games and he is built for the playoffs. Y'all let me know how y'all feel down below about all the news, all the things that's going on. And you let me know if you think Jimmy Butler has earned the name Playoff Jimmy. Until next time, be safe, y'all. Steven Conner out. Peace.